One of the most frustrating things about ArcMap when you're making layouts, all right, when you're in the map layout view, not the data view, but the map layout view, and you've composed a map, is making kind of small adjustments, all right? And it gets really frustrating until you kind of train yourself to think about this as a layout, but then the stuff inside of it is data. And you might say, all right, I already know that. But the tools for moving things around differ depending on what you're looking at. So in ArcMap, there are kind of two toolbars, say that 10 times fast, that deal with this sort of thing. And one is the main tools toolbar, which has zoom in, zoom out, and you can zoom in on your data by drawing boxes and whatnot, right? And they change how your data are set up, and so you can zoom in, you can zoom out. But you'll notice it's kind of screws around with the layout, but all of your other items stay where they are. One thing to be aware of is these back to previous extent and forward to the what do they call it? Go to next extent buttons are really helpful if you accidentally click and zoom in. You can go back. Thank God, right? Another tool to help you get back to where you might want to be is the Bookmarks tool. And if you create a bookmark, and we'll call this Indiana Layout 1, for instance, and you do all kinds of weird clicking and you've zoomed way in, you can go here to Bookmarks and click it, and boom, you're back to where you want to be. Let's say that I make a small change. Let's say that I want to move the legend so that it's actually right here. Now, that's kind of a stupid change. I don't know why I do that, but let's pretend that that's what I wanted to do. If you just want to move the data around, pan it a little bit, that's what it's called panning, you can click this hand tool and move things over that way. All right? Now that's for messing around with the data, but let's say that you want to zoom in and see things in detail. Well, that's what the layout toolbar is. And if you want to zoom in and see things in detail without having to deal with changing how the data are distributed in your layout, you want to use the layout toolbar, this one right here. So it kind of has the same layout of tools. This is zoom in and zoom out. This is fixed zoom in and zoom out. And then whereas for the data, when you click this, it zooms out to the full extent of all the data that you have. Here, it zooms out to the full page in the layout toolbar. There's also the back and forward buttons, and you'll see all of these, they're similar icons, but they have the square around them in the back. Let's say that I want to zoom in and just see whether, for instance, I don't know what the heck is going on here down near Bloomington with the railroad layer, right? So I can zoom in, and I'm zooming in, and it looks like I'm really close, and indeed I am. Here's the urban area of Bloomington, and there's some strange random rail lines there. But if I zoom back out to the full extent using this button, I haven't disturbed my view at all. Whereas if I do the same thing, my layout actually gets messed up, and all of a sudden I got labels in the wrong place. I'm not looking at any counties anymore. Things are a mess. So it's a very subtle difference, but there's a difference between panning and zooming your data, all right, and panning and zooming your view.